This is my second recording for Sociology of Disaster. Some important terms I found in the iPaul's slideshows was identifying vulnerabilities, so whether that's man-made or natural. Things that I thought of a benefit to me, such as the water tower in my backyard, can actually be a vulnerability because I rely on that to get water. It's kind of a crutch, as if you say, and if it wasn't working, then I would be worse off than if I was prepared. And also, if it fell down, then I'd have flooding in my basement. So it talked about authority, so who creates the warnings, who creates the text messages, the emails, how are they distributed. So the text messages we get from the school saying that there's flooding on Frederick Street last week. If the flooding affected the phone towers and we didn't have cell service, how would we get those text messages? Understanding and training from team members to deal with these emergencies. And by far my favorite reading was the biological terror attack reading, because I was relating it to books I've read as well as video games that focus on post-apocalyptic biological terror attacks. So I kind of walked through the steps that we would take in an attack. So first, victims would not know that they were affected. They would just think they have the flu. Some would go to the doctors. Some would go to the ER. Some would just take flu medicine. And over time, a pattern would be seen, and then it would be labeled as a terror attack. The families that were affected had affected people might not want to evacuate because they have ties in their house, they have emotional attachment to the family members. And if a quarantine was established, some of these people would resent that and still stay with their family members, with their things. They would say, oh, it'll just be another day, so on and so forth. Some would leave, and then some would gain the looting mentality by taking other people's things in their houses to survive. Pretty much The Purge. Sorry, I couldn't think of that. The movie. And store shelves would be empty, so everyone would buy all the milk and the eggs, and this would cause more distress. And any decision that policymakers would make would be seen with a tilted view, saying it's just politics, it's not what is really good for us. And then the chapter 9 reading went into why we don't prepare as much as we should. The obvious being it costs money. There might be more pressing issues such as police patrols, schools, and roads. These are things that are immediate in our face that we see. We don't really think about the thing that's about to happen tomorrow. We think about the bump in the road that we have to go by every day to get to work. And then one of my muddy points was emergency planning involves the allocation of power, resources, especially personnel and budget. So every unit within an organization wants its proper role recognized in a budget allocation. So I understand what it means, but why? So why do institutions act like this? Is this kind of related to ego? What makes them act like this? And that's kind of my class question as well. So how can we ensure local agencies are given the proper role and budget allocation so that we can overcome this, what I call big stick mentality? Thank you.